In Ruth, God is revealing how he loves and at the same time laying the groundwork for the Redeemer to come. He's laying the groundwork for the one that would come and would be just like Boaz. We don't look at Boaz and say, wow, he reminds me a lot of someone else. We look at Boaz and say, he does, but I think that was the plan. It's not just that chance chanced upon a man who happens to look like a redeemer I have. We say, no, God created a person in a situation that would reveal the redeemer that I have. And so we look at Boaz and his reaction to Ruth, and who do we see? We see our Redeemer. We look at his lavish generosity, and everything he says to her we can translate to our experience. Can't we? Take your hard thoughts of God and let the love of your Redeemer revealed in this story through the generosity of Boaz, let them crush those hard thoughts of God. Let them melt that iceberg and lay down that spike of bitterness and break up that hard ground. Take them to the love of Boaz towards Ruth, revealing God's love, ultimately displayed in Jesus Christ, the Redeemer. Who's our Redeemer? Who's the one that was entrusted with our well-being, who God handed our salvation to, who took up our cause, who was responsible to redeem us and protect us and provide for us and to give us what we need and welcome us to his table and provide for us drink that would always satisfy? Who does that sound like? Doesn't it sound like Jesus? Yes, it does. Jesus is the one who gathers every Ruth from a distant country, draws her to himself, says, I will provide every need for you. I will give you everything you need. You can trust me. I will give you beyond what could satisfy you. I will give you every spiritual blessing, and I will lead you to a homeland where you would not imagine the abundance that I have for you. That's Jesus Christ, right here in the book of Ruth. Isn't that what Jesus was saying to his followers when he rose from the dead? And they said, oh, Jesus died, and we don't know what's going to happen now. And he said, you're slow of heart to believe. And then he explained to them in all the scriptures the things concerning himself. Maybe one of those scriptures was Ruth. And maybe he went to them and said, brothers, let's just take Ruth as an example. Do you really think Boaz was the last and final expression of the love of God towards his people? Do you really have such a shorthand view of God? Brothers, surely this was not the last. Surely this was not the final, the ultimate Redeemer. Surely Boaz was just a picture of something greater. Surely God would not leave a million other Ruths unattended to and uncared for. Surely he would raise up someone else. Surely in Boaz you can see what I am doing. Surely, brothers, you see Jesus there at work. You see yourself and Ruth and Naomi. Surely, brothers, you can see this. That out of Israel, God would raise up a Redeemer who would call in the widows and the orphans spiritually, those who desperately needed someone to care for and provide for them. And you know what's incredible about comparing Boaz to Jesus? It's this. The cost to Boaz was minimal. The generosity was abundant. The cost to Jesus was infinite. And the generosity was profound.